comes to the IKS, rather Indian Knowledge System, we have an IKS also here in Kashmir. We call it an Institute of Kashmir Studies. So now it is an IKS, which is Indian Knowledge System. I need not to teach the history because you are all seasoned and learned teachers from colleges and other institutions. But I must acknowledge that our country, India, has a great past history. I can with confidence say that probably was the only country in the world which has such an onslaught of foreigners. We had been invaded by a lot of dynasties in the neighborhood or outside the neighborhood also. And we must acknowledge that despite all those invading cruelties, we still exist, and we exist with dignity. And the knowledge which we were having earlier also and at present also, not only the invaders from outside the country, they have not invaded us only because they were knowing that India has a rich resource base, both in terms of human resource as well as the mineral resources or other resources. But India was a strong base of knowledge also. Whether we talk of the Vikramashala, whether we talk of the Nalanda, whether we talk of the other universities, other educational institutions which were existing prior to the establishment of universities in India. A lot of people from outside the country or in the neighborhood countries were visiting India for the gain of knowledge only. We all know that the modern or the English knowledge base or the institutions were established in India probably in 1857, when Madras, Bombay and Kolkata, three universities were established. And then there was a center which was eventually transferred into the University Grants Commission, which has now collaborated with the present program. It reminds me about our own Kashmir also, which has a strong and excellent past particularly in the knowledge. And probably you might have heard or you might have read in the books also that the 4th Buddhist conference of the world was held in Kashmir only. So every place in this is Kashmir, which you know that this almost at present remains cut off for 3 months. I don't know how long it would have been cut off in the ancient times, but still the 4th Buddhist conference was held in Kashmir only. So we see that India, our country, has a large resource base, and the policymakers as of now had thought very rightly to establish a division of IKS in the ministry, and it has a portion in the new education policy also, and University Grants Commission has also been asked to develop a human resource, particularly in the Indian knowledge system. And present program is probably one among those programs which are being held now by the University Grants Commission throughout the country. And we know that Indian knowledge system is basically the indigenous, ancient and traditional knowledge resources, knowledge sources which still exist in India. You see that the Ayurvedic, which has the past history, which is a part of IKS also, it still exists and it still flourishes in India and also flourishes in the country, outside the country. Similarly, we see the classical music probably, which has, there is the modern music also, but Indian classical music is one among the part of the IKS also. So we see that India has a large resource base, particularly in the knowledge system, and the policymakers have rightly thought of bringing it to the forefront to learn about the Indian knowledge system.
मुझे लग रहा है कि ये जो आपका ये प्रोग्राम ये वन साइडेड नहीं होगा, बल्कि जितना कंट्रीब्यूशन रिसोर्स पर्सन का होगा इससे ज़्यादा का कंट्रीब्यूशन पार्टिसिपेंट्स का होगा. एंड आई होप कि जो रिसोर्स पर्सन है दे विल ट्राई देयर लेवल बेस्ट टू ट्रांसफर और टू मेक अंडरस्टैंड द पार्टिसिपेंट्स व्हाट दे वांट टू पार्टिसिपेट. रही बात हमारी कंट्री के, हमारे मुल्क की, तो ज्ञान, नॉलेज, ये जब हम बहुत पीछे जाते हैं, बहुत पीछे हम जाते हैं, मौर्य डायनास्टी में जाते हैं या उससे पहले भी अगर हम जाते हैं, तो हिंदुस्तान जो है ना, ये इंडिया जो है, ये हमेशा नॉलेज का एक बहुत बड़ा मंबा, एक बहुत बड़ा मरकज़ रहा है. हमने बहुत सारे जो नॉलेजेबल पर्सनालिटीज़ हैं, जो आपको पता है, अगर हम पहले ही से नाम गिनेंगे तो हमने बहुत सारे ऐसे लोगों को पैदा किया है. और मैं फ़ख्र से कहता हूँ कि नॉलेज के ही ज़मन में हमने बहुत सारी हमने नोबल प्राइज़ भी इसमें हमें मिला है. तो मुश्ताक साहब, आपका बहुत शुक्रिया कि आप बहुत कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और जो हमारे जितने भी पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं जिनको ये ज्ञान मिलने वाला है, ये आपकी कोशिशों का, ये आपकी काविशों का नतीजा है कि एक प्रोग्राम यहाँ कंडक्ट होने जा रहा है. और आई होप कि ये लोग जो है ना यहाँ नॉलेज, ज्ञान हासिल करके यहाँ से जाएंगे. थैंक्स.
There are 3 learning centers in ancient time. So Kashmir is the one of them. नालंदा, तक्षशिला एंड शारदा पीठ. तो कश्मीर जो है हमेशा से ही इट इज लैंड ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल्स, आज भी है, सिंस द एंशिएंट टाइम. पर्टिकुलर जब हम संस्कृत की बात करते हैं, ऐसी कोई भी स्ट्रीम नहीं है संस्कृत की जिसमें कश्मीर ने कंट्रीब्यूट ना किया हो. वो ग्रामर हो, वो पुराण साहित्य हो, वेद हो, इतिहास तो हमारे पास कोई दूसरा साधन है ही नहीं कश्मीर को जानने का. अगर नीलमत पुराण हमारे पास नहीं हो या कल्हण की राज रंगड़ी नहीं हो तो उसके बिना हम कश्मीर के इतिहास को नहीं जान सकते हैं. और भी दर्शन की बात अगर हम करते हैं, भारतीय दर्शनों में कश्मीर शैव दर्शन की बात नहीं की जाती है क्योंकि इसका नंबर बाद में आया था. लेकिन अभिनव गुप्त आज वो एक इंटरनेशनल फिगर हैं जिन्होंने कंट्रीब्यूट किया है कश्मीर शैव दर्शन के लिए. और उनका वो एक अपने में कहते हैं इसमें एक अपने टेक्स्ट में कि जात पात, कास्ट, क्रीड, कलर के लिए देयर इज नो प्लेस इन कश्मीर शैविज्म. तो इस तरह से जब हम बात करते हैं कश्मीर की, और मैं संस्कृत की बात कर रहा था और हम भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा की बात कर रहे हैं, तो उसमें संस्कृत का बहुत बड़ा योगदान है. तो कश्मीर से बहुत ही पुराना संबंध है, शुरू से, आरंभ से ही. एक तरह से अगर हम कहें तो कश्मीर संस्कृत के बिना अधूरा है, और संस्कृत जो है वो कश्मीर के बिना अधूरी है, क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा योगदान रहा है संस्कृत को कश्मीर का और संस्कृत का कश्मीर को.
Actually, our center is one of the centers which have been selected for imparting the knowledge about Indian knowledge system in the country. So around 200 participants have joined to this program, and they are staying also with us, and they will have multiple sessions which we have arranged for them in different centers in the university. So the resource persons have come from the UGC as well as from the Ministry of Education, and they will acquaint them with respect to the different dimensions, perspectives of the Indian knowledge system, how it has emerged and how it has contributed to the significant development of the knowledge that we actually name to be as an Indian knowledge system. Actually, UGC has planned under NEP 2020. So they want to include this also in the knowledge system as also one of the programs, one of the courses which could be offered at UG as well as at PG level. So that for that very purpose, so they need trained faculty for the purpose. So that's why so they are imparting such type of this training to these faculty members. So we are thankful for them because our center is one of the best performer center. So they selected this center also and deputed 200 people participants, and the participants are coming from Himachal Pradesh, they are coming from Jammu, they are coming from Ladakh as well as from Kashmir. So they are joining us and they will have the multiple sessions in different centers of the university. So they will be briefed about, they will be elaborated about how this Indian knowledge system is emerging and what it is the present scenario of this system. So all the resource persons have come from the Ministry of Education as well as from the UGC.